Hi there. I am out here in a very ancient part of the forest. I know I say that all the time. But I am, and behind me you can actually see a reconstructed Bronze Age grave mound. I have to say reconstructed, because back in the days when they excavated this site, they didn't bother to do it the right way. So I think what they did here is that they kind of took all the rocks away, and then they just piled them back again after they were finished, something like that. But anyway, that's not what I'm going to talk about, and that was not why I pressed record on my camera. I want to talk about the power of solitude and the importance of being alone. Now, this, for some of you, you will think that this is, this is just common sense. But as they say, common sense is not always common practice. So it's sometimes you have to state the obvious. Now, maybe it's mostly the young people watching this who will benefit from this. I want to make you aware of how much power and how much independence and how much confidence you can gain from being confident and comfortable in your own company. First of all, let's have some coffee, or at least let's boil some water. Now, being alone is not the same as being lonely, and it's not good for us human beings to be lonely, but I think we should make an effort at least to learn to be confident and comfortable in our own company, even for extended periods of time. Now, in my line of work, I'm a novelist. Being alone is, that's your daily life. And I am okay with that. Now, hold on. Yeah. Okay. I have to rearrange the firewood a little bit here. Let's see. No, we'll have to do it like this. So when I'm out here, I'm most of the time, almost always, I'm alone, and I think that's that's wonderful. I'm going to move the camera because of the smoke. Always smoke. So if you are okay with being alone, you will not be victim to bad people as easily as you would have been if you were desperate for company. You will be looked upon as strong and confident, because you are, and you will most likely, the people you choose to spend your time with will be good people, because you know with yourself that you're okay being alone, and then when you don't really need people, you can pick and choose, so to speak. And here's a walker. Oh, walker sounds like something from The Walking Dead. Now here's an old guy coming walking up here. Hello. Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying here was that if you are comfortable in your own company, if you're okay with being alone, you will most likely have better friends, and you will have not as many friends. Now, to the young people here listening to this and watching this, when you're in a few years, or when you're like 30 or 40 years old, you will have 2 or 3 good friends, and that's all. All the other ones will be gone. Okay, maybe 4 or 5, but that's most likely a maximum. You will not have many friends. It's very uncommon. If you have a good life, if you have, you know, if you have a family and kids and so on, you will not have many friends. You will have just a few good friends. And I think that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, back to the topic, by the way. I think that it's a strength to be able to be alone. Here comes the smoke again. Now, someone told me in the comment section, why do you care about the smoke? I'll tell you why. Because the autofocus will refuse to focus when there is smoke in front of the camera. Now, let me adjust that again. My message, especially to young people, is that don't stress about having friends. You shouldn't care about what your friends think about you, and they will not be here in 5 or 10 years. They won't be here anyway, except maybe 1 or 2. So it's up to you. Everything is up to you. And yeah, that's my message. That's my message. I feel it needs to be said, you know. It's okay to be alone. You don't have to be lonely even though you are alone. Or is the word lonesome? I don't know. You get my point. And yeah, I like the solitude. I don't think I would be able to write books if I did not have my solitude. It's wonderful. The silence. Cheers. Hi there. The guy who walked past. Can you see me? The guy who walked past, he said, when I told him that now the other day some hunters they fired 2 shots. Well, one hunter, he fired 2 shots just behind me, just to scare me, because he was such a tough guy with a gun. And this guy, he said, well, I've been hunting since like forever, and I've never heard about that before. I told him, well, you're hearing about it now. And then he said, I haven't heard about that before. Some people.